uptown Pittsburgh today for the Pittsburgh Basketball City League Championship. As today it's the Obama Academy Eagles and the Allderdice Dragons and the Girls City League Championship here from the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse on the campus of Duquesne University. Hi everybody, welcome inside the Coop. I'm Matt Fargo, joined alongside Shenley's finest, Josh Taylor, and a former City League basketball champion himself. Welcome to the City League Basketball Championships as it's Obama and it's Allderdice. Boys and girls, this time the ladies get us started, JT, and this one should be good because in a championship game where both teams have beat each other in the regular season, you never know what you're going to get.
I want to clarify for a minute. City League baseball champion. Want to make sure we're clear on that. However, having been involved in a City League championship game, this is one of those opportunities. It's one of those platforms where you're facing a team with players that you're familiar with, not just because you've played them in the regular season, but you've known them from around the neighborhood. These two schools are close. You've run into these people maybe at the store somewhere, maybe at the mall. You see everybody around, so you know how much this means, not only from a team standpoint, but from a personal standpoint as well.
Both of these teams are 9-1 in the City League. As I mentioned, beating each other. You take a look at how they got to the championship. Allderdice taking down Mercier and Obama Academy downing Westinghouse to get to this championship game. And it's the Obama Academy Eagles that have now the opportunity to do it 3 times in a row, but Allderdice has already played the role of a spoiler once this year, knocking off that 24 straight City League wins. As we take a look at the records for Obama Academy, 12-8 overall. I mentioned the 9-1 conference record, but Obama Academy, they know they could start to believe that they can win a 3rd straight title.
They can believe it because they've done it before, and the way they've been able to not only dominate, just in this season, but you talked about that 24-game win streak that they have going. They have that track record of experience and success, and it turns into that track record of excellence, and they can add to that here with another brick in the wall.
You talk about those 2 meetings between these 2 teams as we take a look at the Allderdice record, 13-9 overall, 9-1 in the City League. The first time these 2 teams met back on January 9th, Allderdice rolled Obama 76-43, but then Obama Academy got revenge on January 30th, 54-46. These 2 games totally different in styles too, low scoring, high scoring. That kind of doesn't really give you a good sense on how we're going to see or what we're going to see today.
It really doesn't, and it makes you wonder just how much this game could swing back and forth as far as momentum. But to Allderdice's standpoint, they've done this before. They've been here. They've been able, not only facing Obama last season, but being a team that beat Obama and beating them the way they did. They've done it before. There shouldn't be much panic on them as far as, hey, let's do what we got to do here because we've already been there in terms of being able to beat the team in front of them.
Storylines all over this. Of course, the underclassmen-led Allderdice. Going to be fun with that. JT, that leads into us. How do you get a win today? What are today's keys to the game?
For Allderdice, I say take it outside. You have a couple of players that lead your team in scoring, but also a couple other players as well that are capable of shooting the ball from beyond the arc. Use that to your advantage and take it outside. Number 2, stay the course. We said it before. They've already beaten this team. They've been in this situation a year ago. They didn't get it done the first time, but they know what it takes to get back here and do it again. Stay the course, do what you're doing, and get to the finish line. For Obama Academy, hit the gas. This is a high-tempo team. They're led by a very, very exciting electric player in Gianna Simmons. Get to the rack and make that happen. The second thing, finish strong. You've done this before. You've already been in this situation. You finish it off. You get back here again. Finish the job. Finish strong.
Pittsburgh City League Championship is on the line. Will it be Obama Academy getting the 3-peat, or will Allderdice be back on top for the first time in 5 years? That answer when we come back to the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championship live from the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse right here on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Stick around.
Sure, I'll be there at 5 a.m. I can binge one more episode.
Let's face it, you don't always set yourself up for success.
5 more minutes. Where are my work shoes?
But GBU Life makes it easy with life insurance and annuity products to help secure your future, so you have the freedom to do more of what you love.
Congratulations! You did it! Retiring early must be nice. What are you going to do first?
I think I'll sleep in.
Secure your future today. Visit gbu.org.
Maya, can you come in here, please?
Yeah, Dad, what's up?
Is that your brother on the TV?
Yeah, that's my brother. It looks like it's tonight's game.
But how can that be your brother? I have never missed a single game.
We couldn't go tonight. Remember, you broke your foot.
Right. Well, I don't know who's putting on this production, but without them, I'd be missing this.
Welcome back inside the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. It's time for the Taylor Gang starting lineups. Taylor Phillips, Gianna Simmons, Amaya Rogers, Ariana Treadwell, and Relia Woods. And for the Dragons, Bailey White, Sienna Tashomi, Janiyah Warren, that's Nia Lash, and Peyton Lynch. Starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. Ball goes out of bounds, and we are underway. City League Championship. Obama controls. Josh, these two teams split the regular season series. Eagles go inside and lose it off a shoelace out of bounds. It will be Allderdice basketball off the shoe of Kalia Payne.
Yeah, you mentioned how it's split during the regular season, but over the course of the last handful of years, Allderdice really has held the scepter, if you will, as far as this matchup is concerned, but Obama looking to switch that around.
Bounce pass to get it inside from Mariah Warren. It's ripped away nicely by Relasia Woods. And a travel called back the other way.
Well, while we're getting things reset, allow me to flip that. Obama's really held the scepter in this one. And Allderdice trying to change it around. My mind might be a little bit more directed towards the boys' game. When you have two schools playing against each other, sometimes the details
back
get
to
a
back,
little backwards.
Right. Ball pops up into the air and controlled here by Lash. Nia Lash on the drive off the top of the backboard. Put back opportunity. That doesn't fall. Rebound underneath and a foul. Mariah Warren retained possession of the basketball, and they're going to say she stepped out, so no foul though.
Yeah, they're going to call turnover here. I was really surprised at Lash's drive. There was no foul called there. So had a couple of issues with contact, but no whistle blown this early in the game.
Yeah, a little bit of contact from Rogers. From the Eagles, they control the basketball. Left-handed dribble. It's Gianna Simmons. Simmons to the rack on the right hand. Doesn't fall. Rebound underneath. Amaya Rogers draws the first whistle and trip to the line.
You got to like that burst from Simmons getting to the rack there, but the shot didn't go. Rogers in perfect position right there to get the rebound and draw the foul to go to the line for two.
Both of these teams 9-1 in City League play, losing to each other. First one no good from Rogers. And Obama came into their first meeting back on January 9th with a 24 consecutive City League winning streak. And Allderdice took care of the Eagles 76-43, snapping a streak of 8 consecutive wins against Allderdice. 1 of 2 from the line for Rogers. So Dice tries to get on the board, and they won't on this trip. Ripped away, another turnover. Eagles back the other way, and a steal, no score, as Simmons couldn't complete the layup, but ripping it away on the floor was Taylor. Nice ball movement inside, missing the first, but earning a foul the second is Gianna Simmons. She'll go to the line.
That was a crazy series of events, Matt. First of all, Obama forcing that turnover. That pressure right at midcourt was really, really strong. They didn't get the opportunity immediately in transition, but they were able to get down on the floor. Making those dirty plays sometimes are the things you need to do, and at least got Simmons to the line to shoot two.
There's Gianna Simmons converting her first. No field goals yet in our ball game here at UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. And another 1-for-2 trip, but the Eagles get the rebound. Get another shot at this. And then a collision between two teammates. Taylor Phillips and Amaya Rogers run into each other and lose the ball out of bounds. So it's Allderdice basketball, 6:19 to play in our opening quarter.
Got to point out Relasia Woods getting that offensive rebound there. That was back-to-back trips down the floor for Obama where they get initial offensive rebounds and try to keep things in their possession. But unfortunately, a little miscommunication and it leads to a turnover.
Bailey White, talked about her in the pregame. She dribbles it off a defender's foot and regains it in the backcourt. And carries, does the sophomore, and it will be Eagles basketball. Dice needing to settle things down. A couple turnovers here early.
They need to do that, and they need to deal with this pressure that Obama's bringing at midcourt. They are really turning up the pressure and making it hard for Allderdice just to get the ball into the front court right now.
Gianna Simmons up the floor. Taylor Phillips double teamed, and it causes a turnover, but dribbling it on the line, Bailey White. So Dice causes a turnover, but can't control it.
Yeah, you got to admire the effort by Bailey White to at least force a turnover, but she couldn't stay in bounds. But the defensive intensity's there.
Fed down low and out of bounds. There's a travel.
And then you see the defensive pressure by Warren forcing the turnover on Obama's side. So good job by Allderdice trying to meet that defensive pressure.
This basketball taken away by Gianna Simmons. Simmons up the floor. Simmons now guarded by Bailey White. And Bailey White causes the turnover. White gets the steal, and White is blocked, rejected by Gianna Simmons. Great hustle play by Simmons, gets the ball taken away, but returns the favor on the other end.
The first few minutes of this game has been all hustle and defense on both sides of the ball. Great job there by Bailey White, but for Simmons also to recover and get the block.
Lynch falls it inside, and it's missed, and rebound pulled down by Obama, but lost out of bounds. It'll be Allderdice hanging on to the possession with 5:10 in just a 2-0 game. Both points coming by way of a free throw.
There you see Monique McCoy. She's holding up both of her hands, and you can almost tell she's telling her players, hey, just settle down here. Let's get ourselves calm.
12th year and has head coach for Obama. The Academy has won 6 championships in those 12 years with the Eagles. On the right hand. Fade in the lane, got it to go. It's Nia Lash.
Great job by Peyton Lynch there to find some open space with the floater in the lane. And that's Allderdice's first field goal.
Taken away again, a steal by Bailey White. White the steal and misses the layup. Rebound underneath. It's by Bailey White and a foul off of that rebound. Very physical start to this one, Josh, there's no doubt.
Very physical start to it. Really strong. That we talked about that defensive intensity there again, because Bailey White has not slowed down from the time this game started. She has been putting up that pressure the entire time, but you got to turn it into a bucket when you have the opportunity.
Ball tipped away and out of bounds. The defense on both sides, nothing is coming easy for either of these sides offensively.
And it sounds like both coaches were prepared for knowing that they wanted to be able to disrupt the other team and keep them from getting the ball in the front court. They've done that really well.
You're talking about a team that in Allderdice that averages 55 a game, in Obama Academy at 46.
And Nia Lash there was called for the offensive foul. She was setting the screen, and they said she moved her feet. She didn't agree with it, but at the same time, you know, that's one of those ways that coaches are trying to find ways to break this intensity, use some screens, get some ball screens there, and try to open things up, but it didn't work for Allderdice that time.
Push to the far side wing, and then another steal taken away. Bailey White. White on the left to right, bouncing it over to teammate Sienna Tashomi, missing that one underneath It's Obama controlling, and a jump ball is called, and the possession will go back to Allderdice.
That's a really good heads-up play, enforcing the held ball call. And by the way, Jalea Scott Pryor with the hands, active hands, forcing that turnover on the defensive end, bringing it back that way. And then when you didn't get the bucket, force the held ball, you have the arrow, and you retain possession.
All right, 4 minutes have gone by in the opening quarter, and we're all tied at 2 in the Girls City League Basketball Championship here from Duquesne University. We'll be back after this.
What happens when you put students first? At Pittsburgh Public Schools, you get exceptional learning experiences. In 54 schools, including 1 online academy, in 85 early childhood classrooms, 20 magnet schools, and 16 career and technical education programs. More options, more opportunities, more ways we put every one of our 20,000 students first. Always, in all ways.
Welcome you back. First quarter action in the Girls Pittsburgh City League Championship. Allderdice and Obama tied at 2. Back with Josh Taylor. Matt Fargo with you. Head inside, foul line, throwing up a shot off the right side that doesn't fall there for Nariah Warren, and a foul off the rebound.
And that was Jalea Scott Pryor pulling down that rebound and drawing the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot 2, and Allderdice continues to try to attack inside. They have not been as successful yet trying to get the ball inside the basket, but give them credit, they are trying to make that impact inside the paint.
Scott Pryor missing her first. Has an opportunity to give Allderdice their first lead of the ball game here in the first. Rolls them both out. Ball goes out of bounds off of Allderdice, and it's Obama basketball. Taylor Phillips goes up for 3 and splashes. That's a way to get the game's first field goal from downtown.
And for Obama Academy, you're just glad to get that first one in there because you haven't been able to really get to your half-court offense. You haven't been able to get a lot of set shots off. So it's a long-distance one, but they got one on the board.
Lynch fed it inside and now back outside to Show Me on the ball handling skills in the far wing quarter, and hands it off to Bailey White. And it's taken away, another steal for Gianna Simmons. And Simmons, guarded by White, misses the shot. The rebound goes to Taylor Phillips, and then it's taken away by White. Lead pass ahead, waiting, missing the layup though was Nariah Warren, and the ball goes out of bounds back to Obama. Boy, if you're Allderdice, you would have loved to have that one. Can't get more wide open.
Another one of those opportunities that you have off of a turnover, you got to cash those in. And for Bailey White, she just continues to make plays, stopping the ball, forcing it back the other way.
Nice move by Simmons, lay it up and score.
And Simmons has been feeling it. She's been going to the rack every chance she's gotten, if she's even within striking distance, and that one pays off for her.
Bailey White, the City League's leading scorer, averaging 19 a game. Near side wing, it's Lynch for a triple that doesn't fall. A rebound pulled down by the Eagles in Obama Academy. It was Payne that cleared away the board. Simmons sets up the offense. High pass that goes off the fingertips of Woods and out of bounds.
In Obama Academy, it's not like things are going that badly. It's just they haven't really had an opportunity to really develop the way they would like them to. It's the simple things, making passes, maintaining possession, beating the pressure, just doing small things that put them in a better position to succeed.
Naomi Siegel checks in for Allderdice as White maintains the offense. White looking for help. Siegel gets it over to Lynch. Lynch eyeing up a 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound underneath. And it's taken away by Obama. Nice gritty board there for the Eagles. Let it ahead to Simmons, and Simmons loses it out of bounds. off of Allderdice, so Obama maintains possession a minute 46 here with the first.
Those great hands by Peyton Lynch. All she did was knock it away before she could bring it up and disrupt the play.
Great inbounds play for the Eagles, and they get Amaya Rogers a bucket.
That was a good quick way for Obama to strike right off the inbound. Didn't have to do too much, just find a simple play and get an easy bucket.
Fed down inside, rolls out. Knocked away, still loose. Lynch comes up with it, and there's White. White lay it up and score off the window.
There's where it pays off for Allderdice. They get the defense, they get the stop, they get the turnover, and the transition pays off with Bailey White. Great job by the Dragons.
Bucket goes in for Taylor Phillips. And we're under a minute to play in the first. White was thinking about pushing up a three 45 seconds ago. Turnaround shot that doesn't fall for Scott Pryor. Rebound opportunity, that doesn't fall. And Obama Academy clears it away one more time. Dominique Harris cleaning up the glass for the Eagles. Left-handed dribble through the lane. It's Simmons out of bounds, stays with Obama.
Good hands by Scott Pryor. They're knocking that one loose. Allderdice has done a really good job, whether it's getting in passing lanes, on-ball pressure, or just challenging shooters by being active with their hands.
Ayoa Tashomi checks in for Dice. Meanwhile, Simmons just lips out another. Rebound to Harris, and she loses it, and it's taken away, and a travel that it's going to be called on Bailey White. That will allow Obama one more shot at it with 7.9 here in the opening frame.
And Obama had a really good inbound play just a few moments ago from underneath the basket. See if you can work something like that again and find an open shooter.
Ball pops into the air, then taken back away by Harris. Harris loses it, and it's taken away by Allderdice, and that's going to be the way the first quarter comes to a close, with the Obama Academy Eagles leading the Allderdice Dragons 11-4. We'll be back for quarter number 2 in the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships right here on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GB Life.
What does it do?
It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends.
What's so great about that?
My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GB Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more.
Oh.
You might be interested in a GB Life annuity.
You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
Welcome back. Quarter number 2, 11-4. Eagles lead the Dragons after one. Bounce pass to get it inside for Obama Academy. They go back outside with it to Payne, and Kalia Payne.
I love that setup for the mid-range jump shot, but she was open. They found the open shooter. Good conversion there for Obama. They have a 9-point lead.
Bailey White to the rack. Can't get it to go. Obama has been a turnover machine right now. And it goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Eagles 13-4. Alongside the Shenley grad and champ just a quarter century ago. Josh Taylor.
Like a quarter century ago. But it is good to be here calling the city championship game. When you've been in that position, when you've been able to lift that trophy, it's an insane feeling. So to be able to watch these young people do it is an awesome honor.
The back and forth between Bailey White, a steal and score. White and Simmons have gone at it so far.
I'm so impressed with Bailey White's defense and just how she just never turns the switch off. I mean,
and then back the other way, Simmons earns a foul right against her counterpart in Bailey White.
Yeah, this is a fun matchup between these two because Bailey White has had the intensity turned up to an 11 since the tip-off started. And Simmons, on the other hand, she just never stops coming on the other side. She just never stops her offensive intensity, her offensive aggressiveness. So to watch that matchup is fun.
Gianna Simmons at the line. Pushed up the floor, down to the baseline, and then back up top. It's Siegel can't convert. One and done. And now Phillips earns the trip to the line. And while what Obama is doing, Josh, is not pretty by any stretch, it's effective, and now they continue to earn themselves a trip to the line. And
yeah, at the very least, being aggressive and trying to get the ball in the paint to the basket has been something that, at the very least, if it's not getting buckets, it's doing this. It's getting them to the line and at least giving them opportunities. That's why they lead this game by 7, because of the free throw disparity. That's part of it, really. Another part of it really being missed opportunities to get points inside the paint that Allderdice hasn't taken advantage of.
Ioa Tashome back on the floor for Allderdice. 0 for 2. Got to convert, though, in those opportunities. It's got a pocket pick. Another steal for the Eagles. Trying to go for the score and cannot. Taylor Phillips gets it cleaned up by Harris. Dominique Harris recycles.
You couldn't have put that together better but someone being in the right place at the right time. She was coming in for it right as the ball dropped into her hand. She picked it right up, took 2 steps, went straight to the lane with some touch on it. Great job by Dominique Harris.
Over that corner, but it's another steal. This time Gianna Simmons. Simmons the steal, can't get the score. Bailey White cleans up the board. Baseball pass ahead and too far. Goes out of bounds, and it almost feels like Josh Allderdice is already wanting to hit the panic button where they just need to run an offense, get the ball up the floor, and set something up.
And we know Obama has the ability to put the foot on the gas. When you have a player like Gianna Simmons, you can do that there. Allderdice, I think, is trying to meet and match that speed, but I don't know if they can control it as well as Obama can, because Obama, while they've been able to get a lot of fast breaks and move really well with that kind of intensity and speed and pace, they haven't gotten buckets, but they've gotten foul shot opportunities. Allderdice, while doing that, has been trying to match that on the other end in transition, but they haven't gotten the field goals, and they also haven't drawn the fouls. So the thing for Allderdice to do, slow everything down. Make Obama play your game. Slow everything down and make them play at your pace and give yourselves a better opportunity to convert.
No question is they burn a timeout here at 5:59 to talk things over. This broadcast of the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships brought to you in part by Taylor Gang. Thanks to the City League grad himself, Wiz Khalifa, for sponsoring and supporting his own in Pittsburgh Public Schools.
Gotta love PPS alums coming back and giving back.
All about it.
It's a beautiful thing. That's what makes me, one of the things that makes me proud to be a part of this broadcast.
Yep, sitting next to another legend. You and Wiz, right, Josh?
I would not put myself on that level. Not really. I'm not even in that wing of the hall, so to speak.
You're in the hall already.
I wouldn't go that far either.
Ball tipped away. Dice comes away with the putback opportunity is good. Third time the charm for Nerea Warren.
Yeah, good effort by Nerea Warren. Working hard there. And Allderdice had a couple of offensive rebounds. Warren had herself in position, set her feet, put it up off the glass and back in.
Double dribble. Could have been either a double dribble or a travel. They go with the double dribble.
Now, we've been talking about Gianna Simmons and the speed and the intensity and the pace. This might be one of those times where, okay, you might not need to do 80, but you can still do a comfortable 70. Don't slow it down completely. Just ease up just a little bit.
Triple on the way that does not fall for Lynch, but Dice secures a offensive rebound. It rolls back out, and there is Simmons on another steal. Gianna Simmons going to the basket, steal and score.
Just ease off the gas. Took it off from 80 to 75. Got it in the back basket. Good job there by Gianna Simmons. And I say that not in a mocking way. I love the speed and intensity, but sometimes it could be a little bit too much. You just have to control it, though.
Floater on the right hand doesn't fall. Simmons back the other way. Loses it out of bounds. Active hands on defense on the Allderdice side. We've had 4 or 5 of those instances of the ball getting knocked out of bounds. That's efficient defense for Allderdice. Make it hard, at least for Obama here.
Yeah, there's Gianna Simmons on that previous trip down the floor in transition. We were talking about how just finding that comfortable speed. She's got speed to burn, but you got to be able to control it. So now she's got both hands on the wheel, so to speak.
Allderdice causes a turnover, and they push it up the floor. It's Lash not converting it a foul. Going against Allderdice. See who the guilty party is this time. It's going to be Nerea Warren.
And that was another opportunity for Allderdice with Nia Lash going to the basket. Has an easy shot, open look. You got to convert those. I mean, you're down by 9 in the second quarter of a championship game. In this game, if not tied, could be within a possession if you just knock down a few inside shots.
Looking for a 3-ball in the corner, does not find it. Rebound goes to Peyton Lynch. Lynch bouncing it over to the near side to Shomi, missing, and a foul off of the rebound.
No, Allderdice didn't convert here, but I love the hustle by Peyton Lynch. Going after the ball off the rim, getting moving, finding an open teammate. Good bounce pass, good opportunity to convert. Didn't get it, but off the rebound, it's Lash that draws the foul and shoots 2.
And here's Dan Nash, missing the first.
White back in the game for Allderdice.
Second opportunity here for Lash. Can't get it, but a nice box out. Trying to get the 2, cannot for Warren. And the ball rolls out of bounds off a shoe. And it will be Obama basketball. That takes us to the media at 17-8. Obama has the lead over Allderdice. 3:56 to go in the first half. And you are watching the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships here on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Welcome back. Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships in the Coop. UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. Second year here at the home of the Dukes, Duquesne University. We got a Duquesne alum, Pittsburgh City League alum, Duquesne alum. Josh Taylor alongside Matt Fargo with you. 3 on the way that goes out of bounds. Susie Cole, third member of our crew.
I didn't want to overstate the obvious, but this is kind of a double treat for me. Obviously, being in the Coop, it's a double treat for you too. I mean, we're used to doing business here under other circumstances, so it makes it all the more sweet for me.
Across the court, good to be on this side of it with you today, brother. Is
always
Allderdice driving inside, and then it's ripped away, and Obama and Dice toss it up. It's Allderdice basketball, courtesy of the arrow.
And that deflection right off of Rogers, and Kalia Payton picked it up, and there was a lot of tussling down there. But Allderdice retained.
3 from White that doesn't go. Gianna Simmons. Taylor Phillips. Phillips trying to cut it through and travels between 2 Dragons.
And that was a tough situation for Taylor Phillips, trying to get through and get some space inside the lane there. Now, when she got tangled up, the thing to do, and some players will tell you, let go of the ball and maybe get an opportunity to pick it back up, and that's one thing that didn't happen there.
White, she wants a 3, and she gets it finally. Bailey White, the sophomore, mentioned she leads the City League in scoring with 18 average, but she would be 11th if you add in the WPIAL in scoring in all of girls basketball.
We've been talking so much about her defense, we haven't really been able to see what she can do on the offensive side, and she got her first chance there.
Settling it down, and here comes Allderdice. Lay it up and score, Sienna to Shomi.
And now Allderdice is starting to do what they're capable of doing. turning defense into offense, but you got to convert on the other end. To show me did it there.
Double dribble back the way of the Dragons. And Allderdice just what the Dragons needed. And Ellen Gillard got to be happy with the way things have switched up here in just a matter of moments.
And maybe that shot by Bailey White, maybe that's the catalyst for what we're seeing for an Allderdice run. Because now we're talking about these last 2 trips down the floor, they turned into buckets. So we're talking about 5 points in a row here for the Dragons.
White hands it off, driving inside, lashes foul. Guilty party. Lasia Woods.
And Peyton Lynch is going to check back in here for Allderdice. And she's been one of the players that has really kind of helped that ball movement with the Dragons on offense. So
Bailey White went for another triple, doesn't get it. Put back good by Noah Warren.
Gotta love the effort by Warren inside. And that was a tough shot to make falling away. But she put it up and in, and now they're within a bucket.
Foul on the Dragons. It's going to be Sienna Tashomi picking up the foul. From the baseline, Obama trying to get a crack at it, but Allderdice comes away with the basketball. Outlets to Bailey White. He brings it up the floor, stopping, eyeing up another 3. It's good! Bailey White drains it, and Allderdice has the lead, 18-17.
And it's been 10 points in a row for Allderdice. And they've been doing it in transition. Those shots are starting to fall, and you're seeing the Dragons gain confidence.
Simmons underneath. Pushed it back out, and it's taken away. Allderdice. Back to White. Bailey White rims out. Rebound to Simmons. Simmons going coast to coast, and Booker 2 tickets.
That was one of those times where she put the foot on the gas, and she made it happen there.
And a timeout that the Eagles asked for at 19-18. I thought Obama wanted a timeout.
That's Obama possession.
Yeah, it's Obama possession. I guess the ball just went out of bounds. Yep. So 1:12 to go, first half. And we suddenly have a 1-point ball game in a back-and-forth affair as Simmons loses the ball. I'm going to say it goes off of Allderdice, so no foul there. Tough defense. Naya Lash supplying it, inbound. Goes right inside, a little hook shot opportunity that doesn't go for Harris. Now White gets it for another triple that doesn't fall. Harris chases down the loose basketball and sets things up under a minute to play in the first half.
And Obama dodged the bullet, because if Bailey White puts that in there, you're talking about a 4-point game, and Allderdice has all the momentum.
Ball tipped away by White. Led it ahead nicely by Tashomi, back to White. And White rolls it in for 2 more. Dice back in front with 30 seconds.
I can't say it enough.
Another loose basketball, and White saves it from going out of bounds. It got it over to Tashomi, outside for a 3. It's good! Peyton Lynch, a triple.
I can't say it enough. Allderdice has had their best opportunities off of transition, and they just keep getting those opportunities. They keep forcing turnovers, and now the shots are falling.
Another turnover. White again with 1 second at the buzzer. It doesn't go. Tice is gassed, but what a comeback in this first half, 23-19. Allderdice has the advantage, and at the 4-minute median, who would have ever expected? We have halftime. When we come back, it is the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships. The ladies putting on a show for us here at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse, and you're watching it all on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loewe is quick turnaround times and a really high quality product.
Welcome inside the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse, and we are joined by a very special guest, the son of the namesake of this building. Chuck Cooper joins me, the son of the legendary Chuck Cooper. And Chuck, thanks so much for taking some time out to talk about all the good things that come with your dad, your foundation that has spared so much in Pittsburgh, and what this means to the greater Pittsburgh community. It's really exciting, and thanks for taking some time out.
Hey, when a great Matt Fargo calls you, you have to answer the bell. So, no, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And to be in this building, of course, that gives me chills.
That's what I have to start with, because I haven't been able to ask you what this means to you and to the family to be able to be in this building that holds your dad's namesake after everything that has come up. We were just riding the elevator up here and saying that things are still happening.
Yes.
All of these years later. That has to feel so good.
This is incredible. I mean, I grew up on Duquesne basketball, going to their practices, going to their games, going to the tip-off dinners, and I know how my father felt about this university. You know, when you think about Duquesne was a very progressive university back in the late 40s and early 50s. So for them to give him an opportunity not just to flourish on the basketball court as an All-American, but to be the team captain in a time period where most major colleges weren't even letting African Americans play. So I think that's what really created that bond.
Your dad's story has so many layers, because of being the first African American drafted in the NBA, that's the headline, right? But there's so many things that you could peel back, and he truly was, even before he came here to Duquesne, he was a student athlete.
Right.
And what started is being in the Pittsburgh City League and graduating from Westinghouse High School. Were there any stories that he shared with you about growing up and playing in the City League and being a City League student?
Yeah, well, you know, the City League is very special to my dad and me. As a matter of fact, when you think about the City League, I got one up on him, because I was a state championship at a City League school, Schilling High School, back in 1978. But, you know, his experience was phenomenal. The City League really meant so much to him, to the tune that at one point in his career, he was actually a member of the school board. You know, so he was always about the community, and playing City League basketball was special to him, and it's certainly special to me.
You mentioned how special it is to you and getting to play in the City League championship. For the players that are about to experience that, what are your memories of playing in the City League championship game?
Wow, I tell you, it's very special. So we won back-to-back, 78 and 79. What an experience to play on a first-class Division I court in a first-class Division I facility like UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. So I just can't imagine the anticipation. You go from a high school gym to UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. What a feeling. They're going to be super amped and super excited about playing in the game. Not just because they're in the championship game, but when they feel this atmosphere, it's going to be very special for them.
Switching over to the foundation and what you guys have done, it just seems like, at least from where I sit, that the last 5 years has really been a huge jump for the foundation. Do you guys feel that way? And maybe what's your outlook on jumping the next 5?
We started awarding scholarships in 2013. Since then, we've awarded almost $400,000 in scholarship support to underserved students. But they don't just get the money. You know, I have a history of giving back to the community. My father had a history of giving back to the community. So with the scholarship, they have to make a commitment to do some community work. And that's when we get a chance to go out and talk about my father's legacy. And that program's called our Beacons of Light Outreach Program. And our scholarship recipients are some phenomenal young people who are accomplished so much already at an early age. So they're the beacons of light. To be able to do that and continue to give scholarships and grow the foundation and reach more and more young people. We've been doing some community partnerships with Duquesne University. We went up to a grade school in East Hills, and to see the interaction between the Duquesne men and women's basketball teams and these grade school students, I mean, the hugs, and just like when you're able to motivate and inspire young people like that, to me, that's really what it's all about.
Well, Chuck, thanks so much for the time. Your dad was a pioneer, but you've taken this baton and ran with it. You know, a lot of people would just, you know, talk about what has been, and you've made it a reality in present day, and you deserve all the credit as well with what you guys are doing with the Chuck Cooper Foundation.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that, really, but I couldn't have done it without a great team of professionals, the corporate support we get from UPMC, PNC, Highmark, PJ Dick. I mean, I could just keep going on and on. I'm sorry I can't name everybody, but I mean, it's just been tremendous. The Duquesne University, all the universities, Pitt, Point Park University. I mean, we just have a tremendous amount of partnership and support. I couldn't have pushed that wagon up the hill by myself. And no, I thank everybody involved that's helped us get to where we are today.
Well, it's great to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to more conversations as this continues to grow. And enjoy the NBA All-Star Game.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for sure. Always a pleasure.
Chuck Cooper joining us.
Sure, I'll be there at 5 a.m. I can binge one more episode.
Let's face it, you don't always set yourself up for success.
5 more minutes. Where are my work shoes?
But GBU Life makes it easy with life insurance and annuity products to help secure your future, so you have the freedom to do more of what you love.
Congratulations! You did it! Retiring early must be nice. What are you going to do first?
I think I'll sleep in.
Secure your future today. Visit gbu.org.
What happens when you put students first? At Pittsburgh Public Schools, you get exceptional learning experiences. In 54 schools, including 1 online academy, in 85 early childhood classrooms, 20 magnet schools, and 16 career and technical education programs. More options, more opportunities, more ways we put every one of our 20,000 students first. Always, in all ways.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services including camera inspections and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
Here at Loway, we have a pretty vast array of customizable promotional products, from pens, signs, mugs, water bottles, really anything you can think of. Some of the main services we provide here are screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products. What really sets us apart from our competitors is our on-staff design crew and our customer service. We can really help take your branding and marketing to a new level. The main thing you can expect from us here at Loway is quick turnaround times and a really high quality product.
It's Swiss Khalifa, man. From the home of the greats, where they known for the kick, the place that's still city. Damn, I got that Pittsburgh sound, and I'ma always hold Pittsburgh down. It's Swiss Khalifa, man. You can't tell by now, Pittsburgh, I'ma swell my town.
And we'll welcome you back inside the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse on the campus of Duquesne University, uptown Pittsburgh. Back with Josh Taylor, Matt Fargo, Susie Cool on the sidelines for us tonight. Obama and Allderdice. Josh, what a first half. Kind of got off to a slow start. I mean, we didn't have a field goal until about 4 minutes into this ball game, and boy, then the intensity picked up. Offense, defense, we've seen it all here in the first half.
It was Obama with a lot of the intensity to start the game out. And then along the way, Allderdice seemed to collect everything, get everything together, and then you saw them ratchet things up. And then after that, you saw how it ended at the end of the first half with Allderdice on that amazing run to really seize the lead and take control of this game.
It'll be Obama with the possession to start things here in quarter number 3. These two teams, Obama and Allderdice, 8th time in 10 years these two teams have met for the championship on the ladies' side of things. And as we will experience in the men's game as well, has a Duke, North Carolina vibe to it, with these two just being a mile and a half down the road from each other.
The proximity, the familiarity, the frequency that they face each other over and over again. It's almost like an entire book where you just see a lot of the chapter being the same thing. Or I should say each chapter being the same thing, but at the same time, the matchups are pretty exciting.
Kind of interesting as Obama goes for the travel here. Getting caught walking his Woods. Back to Dice. Obama's largest lead, 9 in that opening half. Allderdice went on a 8-0 scoring run. That ball was ripped away by Rogers. And this is going to be a foul. Guilty party, Sienna Tashomi.
And that's her second foul. So now here's the problem that you look at with Allderdice in the third quarter. You now have White, Tashomi, Lash, Warren. All 4 players have 2 fouls. All 4 players are also starters. So keep an eye on that moving forward.
Payne lost it. Right place, right time was Woods. Returned the favor back to Payne's double team. Got it right back over to Woods. Bounce pass far side. Quarter 3 by Simmons doesn't fall. Ripped away by Bailey White. And White pulls it back out. And here's Allderdice taking their time running this offense here. That seemed to be an adjustment. So throw it off the leg of Iowa Tashomi.
That's definitely something where Allderdice made that adjustment, because the first few minutes of the game, it was almost like they couldn't get the wheels on, back on the vehicle and keep them moving straight. But now they are humming quite well.
I mean, Ellen Gillard had to be going into the locker room thinking, 4 minutes to go before halftime on what she wanted to say. And that probably changed a bunch between the 4-minute mark and halftime.
Because they probably already did the things that she wanted them to do at halftime.
Yes,
they fixed
more
it
of
that quickly.
Fade away that doesn't go for the Eagles and Taylor Phillips. And on a mission, Peyton Lynch earns a trip to the line.
I gotta admit, for Peyton Lynch being as young as she is, I'm really impressed with her ability as a player. She does a lot of the small things right. You can tell she's very perceptive and aware. She keeps her eyes up. She looks at things that are happening around her, and sometimes it's just the effort that makes a difference in a play. We saw her hustle for a rebound and turn that into transition into a bucket. Gets the first one to roll in there. But we've seen her make really smart passes. We've seen her, avoid making some mistakes, moving the ball around, getting other teammates involved. And plus, she's got a fire to help get her teammates pumped up too.
Doesn't play like a freshman for sure.
Absolutely
She's
not.
the second leading scorer on the team, averaging 15 points a game. And that's scary for the rest of the City League when you got a sophomore and a freshman as the 2 leading scorers.
And when you have 2 players that both play well and they have the right kind of attitude that not only helps them to succeed, but helps their teammates as well.
There she is again. Lynch with the triple.
And when you got these 2 clicking, when you got White and Lynch clicking at the same time, they are difficult to deal with. And Obama's learning that in real time.
Simmons trying to earn a trip to the line herself. She just gets the ball taken away, but Obama re-secures only momentarily. And now a jump ball arrow goes to Dice. 5:42 here in the third.
In Allderdice right now, if you think back, Matt, we talked about this early in the second period. They were down by 8-9 points, nearly double digits. And now things flipped that dramatically to where now they're up by 9 and they could be up double digits here.
But I think it is the turnover there will send it right back to Obama. There's a lesson learned already for if you're Allderdice on what can happen.
Yes.
On that side of the coin.
When you get things settled down, you just start doing the little things right, and you approach it the right way, it can pay off for you.
3 that does not fall. Taylor Phillips came in as the leading scorer. She has 5 points as White splashes in another 3. And a timeout taken as Allderdice is out to a 31-19 advantage.
This is fun, man. This is fun to see her kind of explode this way, especially when her defense was such a big emphasis in the first quarter of this game, but in the last 2, she has really taken off and she's in double digits, really, really close to 20 points here in this game.
You know, Allderdice lost this game last year by 45 points in the championship game, and that's one of those things that Coach Gillard talked about, of making sure that that wasn't going to happen in this year, and knowing that they split, that has an effect on it, and Susie Cool has more about that. Let's get over to Susie. Technical difficulties. We'll try to catch up with Susie in a bit.
No, but to your point, I mean, that the season split for this series, it is a huge advantage for Allderdice, because let's say Obama comes into this game having won both of those games, and now Allderdice has the bigger hill to climb. Allderdice can look at it and say, hey, we beat this team earlier this season. We know what we need to do, and we know what works for us. So now they have something they can draw from, and you can see they have taken this attitude. I never saw a moment of hesitation from Allderdice since the tip-off of this game. They're playing very confident.
And now Obama needs to find their confidence once again. They missed there, and White rips away another board. White throwing it into traffic. Goes out of bounds. It will be right back to the Eagles.
And you saw Bailey White touching her own chest. She said, yeah, that's me. Yep. And I think she probably wants that pass back, because, you know, going in with a full head of steam there, maybe ill-advised as far as, you know, not being able to find where the ball was going, but all the same.
Simmons can't get it to go. Ball taken right back away by the Eagles. Nicely done there by Harris. The shot goes no good, and put back opportunity by Rogers doesn't fall. To show me. Out to White. Lynch on the floater. Yes.
We saw her do that before in the first half, and she brings it back out of the repertoire and knocks down another one, and a very, it was a quiet game maybe offensively out of Payne Lynch in the first half, but you're starting to see more of it here in the second.
Crossover move, Simmons throws one to the rack, and it falls. Some way, somehow, Gianna Simmons.
Watching her go to the lane it's almost, it's really exciting to watch, because she comes in with so much speed and intensity, and she just finds ways to put it in the basket.
First shot there by Tashomi was undercooked. Second one earns her a trip to the line. And then just even the leadership there by Bailey White to talk to teammate Tashomi going to the foul line as we go to the media. 33-21. Allderdice has the advantage over Obama Academy in the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championship here on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
What happens when you put students first? At Pittsburgh Public Schools, you get exceptional learning experiences in 54 schools, including 1 online academy, in 85 early childhood classrooms, 20 magnet schools, and 16 career and technical education programs. More options, more opportunities, more ways we put every one of our 20,000 students first. Always, in all ways.
Welcome back. Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championship. Allderdice and Obama Academy here on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Josh Taylor and Susie Cole. I'm Matt Fargo. Here at the Coop, UPMC's Cooper Fieldhouse. Got a good one. It's just been really Obama dominating early, and now Allderdice is taking over that cap.
When we saw this one start out, it was Obama in the left lane, kind of directing the pace. And then Allderdice switched gears. They got in the left lane. They dropped the hammer since then.
To show me at the line, missing her first. Obama won the second meeting between these two teams in the regular season back on January 30th, 54-46. We're talking about what Dice did in the first game, and another turnover here as Lynch escorts it to White for another three. Allderdice.
Double-headed monster. And they have really taken over here in the second half. Lynch making some plays here and just not only making plays of her home, but setting up Bailey White to also be able to cash in. I love what this duo's doing.
Simmons trying to do it all herself. She almost had another trick shot fall in. Ball still rolling around out there, and Obama finally settles it down to Taylor Phillips. Phillips on the right hand and earns herself a foul. It's going to be Tashomi picking up another one here.
There's Bailey White. And she's done a lot of this in transition. Just spotting up and taking some of these shots. Some of them have been set plays in the half court, but quite a few of them have been off transition as well.
Another potential turnover, but Simmons was able to regain control and float her through the lane too much. And White and Lynch kind of team up for the takeaway. Lynch runs away and lays it in. And you were talking about the left lane. Well, right now, Lynch is the pace car for the Dragons.
She absolutely is. She has made quite a few plays in this second half for Allderdice. And you mentioned it before. The fact that she's a freshman doing this is really, really phenomenal. And to see both her and Bailey White really take control of this game is huge for Allderdice.
Shot that misses for Woods. High rebound. Allderdice settles it down to Wood, or to Bailey White. White hands it off to Lash. Comes up empty. Ball goes out of bounds, and let's go over to Susie Cole.
But there's a reason for that. It's because last year when she was in 8th grade, she was actually a part of Allderdice's management team. She was essentially the water girl. She took care of the balls during practice, and it really humbled her going into this season. And that's why head coach Ellen Gilliard has her playing in that most comfortable position of hers as guard, where she's comfortable, and she is just lighting the floor on fire right now. Matt?
No question about it, Susie. That's great. And you know what, Josh, there's so many stories about players who grew up around good teams and successful teams and the teams they eventually want to play in. There's something about that synergy there that you just want it that much more. You can tell in this sophomore, she wants this.
It reminds me of another player from this area, very successful guard, who was a water boy for a really successful team for his dad. And he's now in the NBA, and his name is TJ McConnell. It's a very similar type background. Now, granted, obviously, the parallel stories aren't the same, but just that little seed being planted.
Another three from the sophomore Bailey White. And the smile on the face starting to show with a 42-21 lead. You can tell when a player has extreme confidence, and right now it's there. Take it away. Lynch led it ahead. White settles and puts it in for two, and the salute to the two underclassmen.
You see this duo. They know it. They see it in each other's eyes. They understand it. Right now, it's tangible for them, and they realize that what they're doing and their hard work's paying off.
From the foul line, shot that does not.
Well, she
and
got
then
the
it does.
bounce
Bounce rolls. Woods gets the two. Lynch and White play catch. Little give and go.
There you go.
Bailey White, two more. She's smiling every time she runs back to play defense.
Now, we talked about getting in the left lane. They're in cruise control right now.
No doubt.
The way they're playing, they're in cruise control.
Now Obama's searching for an opportunity. They're going to get a travel. It's going to give it right back to Obama here with 40 seconds to go in the third. And some substitutions for Allderdice, some breathers for a couple of Dragons, including Peyton Lynch. Another look at the triple from Bailey White. Leah Payne out to the far corner, run the baseline, and White's in another passing lane.
She came all the way from the backcourt down to the baseline to get in front of that pass. That is a player that pays attention
that does a little bit of homework, that understands that sometimes that extra effort can be the thing that makes a difference in a play.
Three from the near side wing that doesn't go, and there's White. Bailey White for 2 more.
She is a runaway train right now. That's exactly what that play was. And Allderdice, and they've been doing this literally since the beginning of this game. Transition, creating opportunities.
Simmons comes up empty. Ball rolls out to the far side wing. And the buzzer sounds. No shot off there for Obama. And Allderdice feeling it. 8 minutes to go. And they have a 48-23 advantage over Obama Academy in the Pittsburgh City League Championship. And you're watching it all here on SportsNet Pittsburgh. We're back for the 4th after this.
What happens when you put students first? At Pittsburgh Public Schools, you get exceptional learning experiences in 54 schools, including 1 online academy, in 85 early childhood classrooms, 20 magnet schools, and 16 career and technical education programs. More options, more opportunities, more ways we put every one of our 20,000 students first. Always, in all ways.
Let's play a 4th. Welcome back to downtown Pittsburgh in the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championship. 48-23 advantage for the Allderdice Dragons over Obama Academy. 4th quarter is presented to you by Rise Above Sports and Athletic Training. Thanks to Rise Above. Isaiah Neelian does a great job getting your student athlete ready for the next level.
That's a name you and I have mentioned over the years.
Seems to be in a championship one way or the other.
One way or another, man. It's just one of many.
Yep. So, Obama Academy to inbound here after the ball went out of bounds. Obama going for the 3. Payne can't get it to go. 3, another attempt by Simmons. That's no good. And the roll goes out of bounds off of the Eagles.
Matt, we talked about this, moments ago about how Obama won this championship game last season by 46. Allderdice goes into this final period up by 25.
Yeah.
It just like the tables have really turned here as far as how the fortunes of these 2 matchups have gone. And if you're Allderdice, you can't help but be energized by the way they responded to how things weren't going their way in the first quarter. And now it's gone completely in a different direction to where not only were they able to take control of the game and get themselves back in it, but now they are in the driver's seat going into this final period to where now they're just making sure they cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
And like we were saying in the pregame, it's not very often when you split a series that the scores are so outlandish on one side or the other. Normally, if you split, we got the best of you at our place, you got the best of us at yours type situation. That's really not.
Expect that the third time.
Absolutely. But, I mean, if these 2 teams play 10 times, we might get 10 totally different games.
The good thing is it'll be exciting that way.
Yeah, right. Lynch to White, back to Lynch, back to White. Now neither one wants to score, and they pull it back outside. To show me a triple. Doesn't fall. Rebound underneath. Fought for and won by Warren. Back outside for a 3 that doesn't fall, and a foul off that rebound.
You know what I love about what Noreen Warren's done in this game? She knows exactly what her role is. She knows exactly what she's supposed to do. Her job in this game has been cleaning up a lot of offensive rebounds or cleaning up defensive rebounds, doing a lot of the dirty work inside the paint, and it's really paid off for Allderdice. And you can see when there's a team and everybody understands what they're expected to do, and they know what their job is, and everybody just continues to work, and they don't get upset by the circumstances. They don't get upset by the results right away. They just keep plugging at it, and that's what this entire roster's done.
Second opportunity is good for Nerea Warren. Converts at the line. And it's Taylor Phillips operating now for the Eagles. The Payne. Deep two that doesn't fall. Simmons tried to pull away the rebound, but Dice was able to fish it out first. Bailey White eyeing up another three, and it's pure as it could be.
I mean, why not? At this particular point, when you know what's working for you, and Allderdice has done a really good job of getting those outlet passes and getting up the floor, and it opens up opportunities for Bailey White, so why not spot up?
Simmons dribbling through traffic. No good putback opportunity. Harris comes up empty. Payne the other way. Payne for a three. That's no good. Rebound put back and loose, taken away by the Eagles and Simmons. But give it to take it away. Bailey White's right back there on the scene. Another steal.
Guess who?
Double digits in steals for White today. And a foul. I want to thank one of our sponsors, Moonlit Burgers. Open right here in Uptown Pittsburgh from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Catch their $5 happy hours. Open Monday through Thursday for happy hours 3 to 6 and Friday 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Moonlit Burgers, great burgers and fries. That pass errant. You know, when they have the Duquesne games here, Josh, in the second half, an opposing team misses 2 consecutive free throws. They give everyone in the building free fries.
Can't argue with that.
People are very passionate about their free French fries.
You promise a bunch of college students some free French fries? They're not going to argue with that. I said that as a former Duquesne college student who was excited at the thought of free fries, and still is.
Yeah, I was going to say, that hasn't changed.
Nothing's changed.
Simmons hit that last three for Obama. 5:10 to play. Allderdice in no hurry here, but they work it down low, in and out. Trying to get stopped Pryor, and she recycles her own.
She's another one that's been doing that work inside the paint. We were talking about Warren earlier. She was doing it too in the first half, just getting those rebounds, putting shots back up, and doing all those dirty work, little jobs for Allderdice. And here's another one of those dirty jobs here to force a turnover.
And Allderdice could start to run bakery with all of them the way they've been.
You're not wrong.
Pass goes inside the White. Foul. And Bailey's headed to the line and cannot stop smiling.
I mean, for the way the first quarter of this game went, compared to how the other 3 quarters have gone, I'm really, it's not even amazement as much as it is just complete shock at how the fortunes turned so quickly. And it didn't take anything that dramatic for Allderdice to do. All they literally did was just narrow their focus. Just narrow their focus and start doing some of the small things right, not getting too far ahead of themselves.
Things started falling.
And shots started falling. Yep. And they kept their entire game plan, because I talked about it before the game. Stay the course. Just do what you do. And they kept at that. They just found a way to do it better than what they did before, and it's working.
And it also explains a little bit of why we got the scores the way that they did. Almost got another turnover. Wait, give it a second. She gets another. Outside, Lynch, a triple. Doesn't fall. White trying to pick up the slack. Why not?
My favorite thing about that trip down the floor was the ball movement. Both of those shots were set up by good passes that found open shooters. Both shooters set, had everything right fundamentally. The first shot didn't go, but the second one did.
Putback opportunity is good for Obama's Dominique Harris. Lynch. Naomi Siegel coming off the bench. Good minutes for her today. That's two more for Sienna to show me. Gibson going through everybody, foul and one.
I mean, that's the Gianna Simmons that we have been hoping to see throughout this game, and we saw that from her, especially in the first quarter. Going into the second quarter of this game, she was doing exactly what we expected her to do. And the problem is, honestly, Allderdice's defensive intensity made it so hard for that to happen, and it just hasn't really translated well in the second half.
3 minutes to go before we crown a Girls City League champion. Allderdice commanding lead 60-29, and we are back to Duquesne University right back here on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
2024 Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships brought to you in part by Rise Above Sports Training and Skill Development. Contact Isaiah Neely and see your talent rise above. Fourth quarter action here, the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships with Josh Taylor and Susie Cole and Matt Fargo. Dice could have the opportunity, both of these teams going into it, had the opportunity of sweeping the series with boys and girls games the same. But Allderdice, Josh, we've said it, what a turnaround. And I almost feel like, and we'll be able to talk to some of these players after the game, but I almost feel like being down what they were is going to make this so much sweeter.
It makes for such a great story. And I mean, it's just a part of the larger story. You know, they haven't won a championship in 5 years, and Obama has been the team that's been ruling the roost for so long. 24 straight City League victories that Allderdice helped snap. And then they got they split the season series. So they were just chipping away at that facade that Obama had. And now, you know, you've seen that work pay off. You've seen that chipping away come to fruition. And you've seen the way that they approached this game and did all the small things right. And then they were able to not only do that, but to keep their intensity, to keep their effort, to keep their energy. When things didn't look like they were going away in the first quarter, they could have easily said, you know what? It could have been another day at the office, could have been more of the same. They didn't accept that. They kept working, and here they are, 2 minutes away from lifting the trophy.
Enough cannot be said about this young lady, though. Gianna Simmons going to the rack again, and she has been fun to watch, and she was really going right step for step with Bailey White, all in that first quarter and into the second quarter, really, where Obama had that advantage.
Yeah, but one of the intriguing things for me in this game was that matchup between these two guards. And, you know, the results obviously went in two different directions, but at the beginning of the game, you saw them both just firing on all cylinders. It just so happened the one had the support of the teammates around her to help keep and meet that level, and the other side wasn't able to do the same thing.
To show me. Nice move on the right hand. Taylor Phillips, deep three. Good. Wow. From way outside.
Taylor Phillips is an impressive player. We saw her make a handful of plays, both offensively and defensively in the first half. It's disappointing to see, you know, a start that they had to this game and see things fall apart the way they did.
Shelby missing the first, getting her own rebound and then kicking it outside to White, who misses a three. And you mentioned Taylor Phillips, who's only less than a full point behind Bailey White for the leading scorer in the Girls City League.
I mean, if there's nothing else that you can take from this game, is that, you know, there is some considerable talent in the City League, and we saw a handful of the league's best players on display today.
Under a minute to go. Allderdice, in a basketball double team, they call a travel. And before that, Allderdice takes a timeout. Ellen Gillard calling the TO right now with 30 seconds. '24 Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championships brought to you in part by Taylor Gang. Taylor Gang Entertainment and the Pittsburgh City League's own Wiz Khalifa, of course, out of Taylor Allderdice High School.
No relation, by the way.
No.
I want to make sure we're clear on that.
No, you and Taylor Gang? You a part of Taylor Gang?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
You gonna drop some bars?
I'm better writing than I am at dropping bars.
The lyricist.
Put me in the credits.
Okay.
I'm good with the producer credit. I'm good with that.
All right. We'll work on something.
Yeah. You never know. We've done stranger things, is all I'm saying.
Speak the truth, my friend. No, thank you to Taylor Gang and Wiz for supporting his own. Phillips, another triple from way outside. White still guarded heavily by Simmons. So Obama's playing it down to the very end. White dribbles it out because Allderdice is back on top of Pittsburgh, 62-39. They are girls City League basketball champions. Dice is back on top, Josh. They win it 62-39. An incredible performance, and can't get enough of the way Allderdice went about doing this. This wasn't a wire-to-wire domination, and I think on the opposite side of things, Obama's going to know that they had opportunities, but Allderdice in the turnaround, the story today.
It felt like somebody just pressed a button right around that mid-second quarter mark where someone just pressed a button and everything just reversed. Because when it started out, Obama was the hotter team. They were the team with the pedal to the metal. They were moving with a lot of speed and pace and intensity. And everything wasn't working their way, but they had built the lead. They had done those small things right, and they had gotten themselves a lead. They were in control of this game. And like I mentioned, midway through the second quarter, something flipped. Allderdice, some of the small things they were doing started working. Those.
It was that three, Josh. I think it was the first three that Bailey White hit.
Yeah.
That's when the turnaround started.
Because the transition opportunities had been there before, they just weren't converting. But then that three-pointer by Bailey White, we had talked about it before the game, take it outside. They got a lot of players that can shoot from the outside. That's what started it, and that settled them down. They started converting those transition opportunities. The defensive intensity, which had already been pretty high early, it picked up as the game went along, and it all paid off.
All right, when we come back, we will talk to our player of the game, talk to the winners, Allderdice. They win it 62-39. Congratulations to Allderdice. We're back with our post-game show to the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse right after this on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
Maya, can you come in here, please?
Yeah, Dad, what's up?
Is that your brother on the TV?
Yeah, that's my brother. It looks like it's tonight's game.
But how can that be your brother? I have never missed a single game.
We couldn't go tonight. Remember, you broke your foot.
Right.
Well, I don't know who's putting on this production, but without them, I'd be missing this.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GB Life.
What does it do?
It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends.
What's so great about that?
My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GB Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more.
Oh.
You might be interested in a GB Life annuity.
You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
And we'll welcome you back. It is the Pittsburgh City League Basketball Championship. Allderdice gets it done today, 62-39, and Susie Cool is standing by with our player of the game.
We got that big lead after the half, and that got me going, getting that lead, my team, like I said, and yeah, getting them transitioning into them three-pointers, yeah.
Coach Gilliard told me earlier this week, once you get your defense rolling, then your offense gets rolling.
Yeah.
Where did you really begin to see your offense open up in this game?
More like second half, I'd say, around there. I started to get open, shots, layups, and yeah.
What's on tap for the celebration after this?
Hanging out with friends, celebrating. Yeah, this feels great getting this win. This is my second year playing at this court. My first year winning. It feels great.
Congratulations,
Thank
Bailey.
you.
Matt?
Thanks, Susie. And, that's a great point that she brings up is, she was a part of that loss, that 46-point loss last year. That wears on you in the summer, and, when everybody else is hanging out with friends, it's a lot more fun to hang out with friends after you won the championship.
Experience I had. You get to the championship round the previous year, you don't come up with it, but you get the chance to come back, and you want to try to correct some of those things you did wrong. You want to be able to come out because you don't want to have that feeling a second time. And not only did Allderdice come out with the better half of it this time around and not come back with that feeling, they also did it in a way that I don't think anybody saw coming. After losing in blowout fashion, they come back the way they did and win in dominant fashion. And that's such an impressive thing for Allderdice, and you can't be happier for this group.
Susie Cool has Ellen Gillard with her. And here in a moment, we'll go over to Susie Cool and the Allderdice. What a coach.
The chip on their shoulder. You said actually no, the kids would say, we're ready to get our lick back. You think they did just that today?
Yes, I think they did that and more. It was a little rough at the beginning. I think we had some nerves, but we got settled down and started playing our way, and I'm just thankful to get the job done.
A big focal point going into this game was mental mindset. How did that really play a role in this victory?
I mean, just breathing, owning the moment, being in the moment, realizing you have the confidence to complete the large task at hand, all of that good stuff. I mean, we had to do it in the most awkward first break icebreaker way, first quarter icebreaker, I think that's what I'll call it. But I'm just thankful they were able to catch it and understand that they were meant to be here and they could complete the task.
Before the interview started, you said it was a little rough at first. But hey, guess what? The game's over. What are you going to do with your team now to go celebrate?
We're going to hug. We're going to probably eat a lot of carbs, drink a lot of juice, take a couple days off, get back, refocus, and we're going to Erie in about a week. So it just feels good to leave here happy because we haven't done so in so many years. So I'm just happy to be back, feeling happy after a good win.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
To Ellen, and congratulations to Ellen. What a great job. And Allderdice gets it done and wins the City League Championship. For Susie Cole and Josh Taylor, thanks so much for watching this presentation of the Pittsburgh Basketball City League Championship games. As Allderdice takes down Obama, you've watched it all here on SportsNet Pittsburgh.